Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the first half of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. What a great group of guests, and you can always check out the shows all the time by going to donandgino.com and click on our YouTube channel. We have all the shows broken up in little individual pieces based on the incredible interviews we have. We're talking probably 730 interviews right now over the last 4.5 years, and we're very proud to bring you another great interview with one of our top, and we're talking one of our top experts, one of the most popular subjects we can ever go over right now, because it's not just about real estate. It's not just about finance. It's about helping you and guiding you to personal financial wellness. And we have Mr. Rob Schwartz with Premier College Guidance, an independent college counselor and the man, the myth, the legend on our show many and many times. You even have your own show, huh, Robbie?
That is true. And I will tell you that, when you say man, myth, legend, it's I am almost the size of 3 people, so
this is not true.
For me.
Actually, you can find that out. Check it out. Go to donandgino.com, click on the Listen Live button, and you'll see, because we have 3 HD cameras, and we have Furman back there making us all look really good. Lisa and Tina running the controls, and we're very fortunate to have all of them behind us. But you want to check it out, donandgino.com, to see and enter the vault.
That's really funny, right? So I'm watching Friends the other night, and one of the greatest shows of all time. A lot of fun. If you definitely want to have
watch it almost every night.
Some mindless fun. Friends is amazing, and it reminded me of when I say there's this one episode, and they're watching a video, and they go, "Well, don't forget the camera adds 10 pounds." He goes, "How many cameras were there?" Well, we only have 3, so that's good for 30 pounds.
So 30 pounds have been added on. So we'd love you to check it out. Again, we have live show here and at donandgino.com. Okay, another thing that we might as well bring up, since Rob's here, he's part of this incredible group we have. It's called America's Professional Resource Group. After doing all these great interviews, we've found some of the very best professionals you can find in all Santa Cruz. We're talking financial planners, estate planners, college planners, insurance planners, mortgage planners, you name it. We have it all in one group, and most of the group has, at least 10 to 15 years experience. A lot of us 25 plus years experience, all put together to help guide you to personal financial wellness. And you can find out more by going to aprgi.com. That's aprgi.com, short for America's Professional Resource Group.
So I'm going to speak a little bit to that because recently I've had some experience with some clients that, oh my God, are they in need of America's Professional Resource Group? I mean, the reality is when you look at their financial picture, they just don't have a comprehensive plan. They don't have an all-encompassing plan of what they need to do with life, so they don't have direction. So if they're being pulled in multiple directions, they can't really reach their goals. And that's what this does, is it lines everybody up and makes sure that you have a congruent plan and you have a detailed, focused goal that you can reach.
Well, it's someone that's looking out for your best interest, not theirs. A lot of times you can be sold something that gives them the best commission or is the easiest for them, and that's not always the easiest path. I know at Skyline Home Loans, we give you multiple options and give you the option based on information, and that's where Rob comes in. I bet you kind of work the same way, huh, Rob?
Well, you guys have seen me long enough to know that I've been doing this as an independent counselor 5.5 years. I worked in the test preparation industry, almost 9 years with the Princeton Review and one of their subsidiaries. I've been around a long time. I work with schools all across the state of California, and at the end of the day, if I'm not beholden to the families that I see on a regular basis or the thousands of people I speak to every single year, well, I'm not doing my job. And in this industry, if you're not doing a good job and you're not providing a good resource for families, you're out of business.
As you should be. As far as I'm concerned, that's the way it should work in any business.
Darn right.
We're proud about the job we do here at Skyline Home Loans, and we stand behind it, as you do. And you always bring great experience, information and your experience, and you share it passionately. And it's not the typical, I don't know, when I talk to other college counselors, it's completely different than the way you represent it. It's more about the families and about the students, and it's not just about the school, and it's not just about financing. There's so much more. And so why don't we dig in a little bit? We got 3 great subjects that you're going to want to listen to, because either you or someone you know is dealing with how to get my child into college and which college is the right college, because it might not be what you think. So Rob's going to share with us the reasons not to find an independent counselor, the reasons to find an independent counselor, And then once you do find one, what do you look for? So let's start with that.
I think that's well reasoned out. And I mean, living here in the Santa Clarita Valley as long as I now have, over a decade, I've gotten to know just about all of the college and guidance counselors available to our families in this community. And frankly, from here to San Jose, I know a great many of them.
That's a song, isn't it?
It probably is. But there's a real bad myth that independent counselors will push on families, and they will say the following: your counselor doesn't know what they're doing, and so you have to hire me to make sure you can get into a good college. That is bogus. That is not how it works. These are well-trained people, generally with master's degrees in counseling. They understand their job. They're good at their job. Give them an opportunity to share the knowledge that they're already being paid to provide you. If you find that, well, you know, their knowledge maybe isn't as strong, or they're a brand new counselor, okay, fine. But give that counselor at least the benefit of the doubt and go and meet with them once or twice before you say, well, this isn't a person who's going to be able to help us.
Well, I think, you know, if you have very specific needs, if you have a child that has very specific talents and very specific goals, maybe that counselor isn't right for you. It doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing.
Or maybe they don't have enough time for you. I mean, they're counselors for multiple students. So how much guidance can they really give you one-on-one anyways to really find out your goals? That's what I think your strength is, Rob. And again, we're here with Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. And I love that you always ask the questions. And they're questions I never thought of.
Well, the Gold Star Board just received 2 more Gold Stars, 1 for each of you. Congratulations.
Nice. Boom.
I think that brings Gino to about 9 Gold Stars and Don to about 4 or 5. So Don still has some work to do.
I stayed par.
Don, you're exactly right. There is this perspective that college counselors at the school sites just don't have the time. Well, they do have the time from around 8 a.m. to around 3 p.m. But the fact of the matter is, if you want someone to come to your home, or you want someone to answer those questions at 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock when mom and dad are available and they're home from work, well, now you have a compelling reason to seek out someone else and find someone who can provide a level of comfort and guidance that will allow you to make better decisions down the road. That school side counselor has a family of their own.
All right, so you're talking about there's convenience and there's a higher level of service just because there's one-on-one level of service. I don't know. I mean, I know the counselors do as best as they can. They're very educated. They do a great job. But there's a lot of questions that have to be asked to really fulfill their goals. And once you hear those questions, there's so many different parameters that you bring up. The one thing that I really love about Rob Schwartz is that you bring up all kinds of parameters that a student or a family doesn't even think of.
That's true, because they're starting with a false premise. And namely, there's only about 10 or 15 good schools in America. That is also completely bogus. There is statistical data, there's economic data that says that in this country there are an enormous number of really good schools that you can get just as much out of, whether they be a Cal State, a UC, a private school, in-state, out-of-state, big school, small school. Are you learning from a professional with a PhD or an MD, and are you putting in the time, energy, and effort to learn the material? End of discussion. Thanks for playing. Have a Coke and a smile.
Ding, 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 ding. Because, you know, even if you satisfy number one, it really does. You have to also be the right student. If you're not the right student and you don't put in the effort, it doesn't matter what school you go to.
That's exactly right, Gino.
Well, we're talking about enlightenment, and I look forward to our next segment because we just talked about, you know, reasons maybe not to find an independent counselor, because you can go basically to the school counselor. Reasons to find an independent counselor. And what we're going to go over now is what to look for in an independent counselor. And this is going to open your eyes to not just what to look for, but why you need to look for one even more in depth. Because there's a lot of questions. Rob, you always come prepared. I love that. And you come prepared for you, for your child, your grandchild, because this is one of the biggest decisions that your child or grandchild is going to make. And they need all the guidance and help they can to, one, take the pressure off, and two, to help prepare them to make an educated and an informed decision on the biggest decision probably in their life. And it's great that we have Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. He's going to guide you down the right path. We'll be right back.